What's up, guys? Xantos here with a recap of last week's Guild War. We had another crazy week filled with a ton of learning. Today we'll be going over the events that transpired on a day-to-day basis. Day 1, we were all eager to try our hand at war again. After completing our first week, we all had a better understanding of what to do and what to expect in coming wars. We had a plan, and we were eager to execute it. Our targets for Day 1 were Lowhurst Moor and Southwell Ford. Both of these nodes provided points for holding every 3 hours, alongside 10 legendary chests for holding at day's end. These key nodes became instrumental in our war, and we knew that by obtaining these points early on and fortifying them to 625% boosted damage, we would bank on some phenomenal loot. Win or lose in war, 140 legendary chests at week's end would undoubtedly make all members of our guild pleased. Our competitors were Le Sanctuary, Kingsglaive, and Tim TR. All three guilds seemed fairly balanced in strength, with Sanctuary showing a bit more of an urge to fight. We fought heavily in PvP on Day 1 against both Sanctuary at Southwell Ford and Tim TR at Lowhurst Moor, with our guild coming out victorious on both fronts at day's end. We chose to heavily fortify Lowhurst as our main focus of Day 1. We knew we would lose Southwell shortly after turnover and opted to save our lumber for heavily focused fortification of one node. This was a decision that gave us a huge favor in war. Once we had Lowhurst at 25 times fortification, it remained our node for the entirety of the war. Day 2 came, and we knew we wanted another legendary chest node fortified to 25 times for us, to continue banking shards for our heroes. Sanctuary had taken back Southwell Ford shortly after reset on Day 1 and fortified it to about 11 times. With some coordination through the day, we were able to take it back and get some defenders of our own in there to fortify the base and make another home of our own on the map. This node wasn't coming easy. We had to defend it with quite a few orders and bodies of knights, but through well-timed defenses and great communication amongst my members, we held down Southwell and a large majority of the lower section of the map. With piles of lumber, Southwell Ford shot up to 25 times, and as I mentioned before with Lowhurst, once we had it at 25 times, no other guild was able to reclaim this node for the duration of the war, guaranteeing us 20 legendary chests from these two nodes every day. Sanctuary followed suit by having their guild set up base at the two legendary chest nodes adjacent to us on the map. Sanctuary followed suit by having their guild set up base at the two legendary chest nodes adjacent to us on the map. And with that, the two titans had claimed the north and the south. Day 3 came, and with our two fortresses holding strong, we changed our focus to Wildfarm Hold. Day 3 came, and with our two fortresses holding strong, we changed our focus to Wildfarm Hold, the node just to the left of Lowhurst. We planned to... Day 3 came... Day 3 came, and with our two fortresses holding strong, we changed our focus to Wildfarm Hold, the node just to the left of Lowhurst. We planned to take over the entirety of the south of the map, lock out the node to the right of Southwell for an hour before reset with cheeky tactics, and fortify Wildfarm, defend it with lots of bodies, and prevent all three guilds from entering the south whatsoever. This was an excellent plan in theory, but because only about half of our guild was on at the time, and our fortification of Wildfarm wasn't high enough, the other guilds were able to trickle into the south from Wildfarm and ransack our territories before reset, one after the other. We followed suit by doing the same to the north, but this left our nodes of capture spread out, more open to assault from all angles. I honestly feel like the tides of the war could have been shifted more so in favor of us with a bit more coordination on this day, and if we had held that damn Wildfarm Hold, it was so freaking... it was a battle. But alas, war is a huge gamble that has a ton of variables that are presented to you very quickly. I was still really happy with our rewards at day end. We seemed to be communicating and performing really well. I was still really happy with my team for their ability to think on the fly and come up with an alternative plans when things went... I was still really happy with our rewards at day's end. We seemed to be communicating and performing really well. I was still really happy with my team for their ability to think on the fly and come up with an alternative plan when things went south. Literally. Day 4 came, and there was quite a bit of shifting around the map from all teams. However, both our 25 times nodes remained untouched, along with Sanctuary's two 25 times nodes. Members of my guild began to get anxious and eager to test their abilities against 625% boosted damage multiplier. Could the impossible be done? With Tallwood Hill only a single node away from our own Lowhurst, we opted to assault. Trying new guild wards